Doug Williams.
Yep.
You're fighting Steve Corino tonight.
I am indeed, yes.
And now he's a pretty extreme guy by all accounts.
Yeah, well, me and Steve, we've got a history. We've wrestled in several places before, so I know what he's all about, and he knows what I'm about. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll be okay, I think.
You seem to get drawn back to the independent circuit. Obviously, you've done the big places.
Yeah.
You've done TNA. You've been to Japan. Why the indie circuit? Is there something about it?
Well, there is, obviously, because this is where talent starts, and this is where talent develops, and it's always nice to come back here and help that talent develop and show them what they need to do to get to that next level. But by the same token, jobs are jobs, and it's like anything. When one contract runs out, you take a little bit of time out, you come back and you work on your craft, you work on your talent, on the independent scene, where it's you have more freedom to do what you want, and you can learn to keep in shape and keep sharp and everything. So that's why I make sure I come back here and do these sort of things, along with helping out the younger talent, which really is my sort of role nowadays, as opposed to pushing myself and my career. Because I've done pretty much everything. So
have you achieved everything you wanted to?
Pretty much. I mean, obviously I like to work for WWE in some capacity, but age is catching up with me now, so I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I think like my whole thing with wrestling originally when I started it was having the ability to travel and see different places, and I've pretty much done that, and I still continue to do that now. So I mean, for me, that's a big plus, and that's why I carry on doing it.
Obviously, TNA, you left there rather abruptly.
Right. Well, not really. My contract expired. That's the thing. It was up for renewal anyway. Obviously, they were in the middle of budget cuts. I was one of the first people whose contract was up at that time, and they just, they obviously couldn't or didn't think it was worthwhile commercially, financially, to keep the training system going. Even though it was fairly new for them, obviously they didn't see any benefit in it. So my contract came up, and then that's why.
Have you been keeping up to date with any of the TNA stuff?
I keep up to date with my friends that are there and whatever. I don't really watch TV or anything, but
I mean, personally, I mean, I don't watch WWE. I follow TNA.
Right.
But in the last 3 or 4 months, they seem to have turned the corner and are really going in the right direction. Well, last year, I think they really went downhill.
Well, you got to think again. Financially, they were struggling. What with the huge cost of being on the road, all the big contracts they had. They streamlined themselves. They got themselves back on a firm level footing. And as you say, they've probably turned the corner now. And again, they can start working on the creative part of it and really doing what they should be doing, which is promoting the shows and making a bit of money, which bringing
in new talent as well.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a thing that a promotion always needs to do, to keep themselves fresh, keep people watching. You've got to have a turnaround of talent, and that's what they've done.
If you could travel to any time, any place, who would you most like to wrestle that you haven't wrestled?
I don't know, just some of the older English guys, I guess. Marty Jones, Johnny Saint, other guys that Bret Hart, and maybe a few of the Canadians and that sort of thing. But like, if you travel back in time, I'll probably go 70s, early 80s would be the perfect period for me.
What brought you interested in the first place?
Just being a fan when I was a young lad.
It was just being a fan?
Yeah, I watched it, and I like the theatrical side along with the athleticism and that. That hooked me.
Yeah, it's not something I ever. Well, I'm not big enough, really.
No. I guess I was always kind of athletic. My dad was a professional football player.
Yeah.
But I was more drawn towards solo games as opposed to team. Right. Judo from a very young age. So I guess I was always destined to do that sort of sport anyway.
I read on the net that you was one of the lucky ones to fight Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, I wrestled him in 2002. It's all over YouTube. If you want to look, I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, I didn't really have time, but
yeah. I did it between his stints with WWE.
Is he as good as he looked?
Wrestlers are good. They're good wrestlers. They're good showmanship, and at that point, before he had his real breakthrough years with WWE, he was a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, of course.
Do you class yourself as a mat worker, a grappler?
I class myself as a professional wrestler. Obviously, I specialise in something because that is what promoters want me to do. But I mean, I could turn my hand to most things except high flying, perhaps.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I guess so. A technical wrestler. I was on the tail end of learning the British style, so that's what I'm kind of used to. Yeah. That's the easiest thing for me to do. The years in TNA, it was more TV USA TV wrestling style. So I kind of integrate the two. But yeah, I guess so. Technical wrestler. Yeah.
Technical.
Yeah.
Good. Good luck in your match tonight.
Thank you very much.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, should be good.
You up for the belt?
Yeah.
What do you think your chances are?
I think I've got a good chance. You know, I've got to stay here. He's going home. You know, so I've got to keep the belt in the country, haven't they?
Cool. Thanks ever so much for talking.
No problem.